Well, good morning. Today is Tuesday, February 27th. A lot of you reminded me that yesterday was not March 26th. Today is February 27th. I'll be honest with you, the days are just running all into one. They're all becoming one day, but thank goodness I didn't have a competency test yesterday, because they'd say, oh, okay, what's the date? Who's the president? And I might have failed it, and I don't want to fail that. Another beautiful day, I can walk. I got to get them in when I can, because we're supposed to, March is supposed to come in like a lion. So we're supposed to get snow in that later in the week, or else heavy rain, one of the two. But I'd rather it come in like a lion and go out like a lamb than come in like a lamb, and then I got the whole month to think that it's going to be bad. I know it's just a myth or a fairy tale or whatever, but it seems to be true most of the time. Just like the groundhog, you're going to have 6 more weeks of winter no matter what. But and we're still going to have the whole month of March as winter. But, you know, whatever. That's the way it goes. I wanted to read, I wrote it down because it's a long one. Sharon Heffron sent me a quote, and it's too long to put in my book. It would take up the whole book because it's a small book. But I liked it, so I'm going to share it with you. And it's called Diet versus Health Style. The difference is simple. The difference between making this a diet and making this a lifestyle is what you do when you mess up. If it's a diet, you just throw in the towel and you just give up just after one mistake. But if it's a lifestyle, you realize you aren't perfect and you will do better at your next meal. Perfect quote, Sharon. Thank you for sending them to me. I really appreciate it. You guys are always so nice to me. You really are. Lydia Gunther sends me an email message every month or week with the highlights of her meetings. I like that too. I like reading that. I just like hearing from you guys. I really do. Sue's daughter seems to be getting better. Sue Warren's daughter, so I'm hoping my prayers and all your prayers are working. Hopefully Barb's going to be moved today, so she's not going to like the way she's getting moved, but I guess insurance or Medicare or whatever only pays for one ambulance transfer, which was the one she had to where she's at. And so now to transfer to the other one, we have to pay for it ourselves. And she doesn't have any money until she gets her Social Security check. I think it's tomorrow. But if she goes by stretcher, it's $600. But if she goes by wheelchair, it's $80. So guess what? She's going by wheelchair. It's not that far from where she's at. So it's like probably would be maybe a 25-minute drive at the most. And I think she can handle that. But so Bertie and Jim and whatever, we're gonna pay for it so that she can get moved. And then what else? Bertie's feeling better. She's getting around a little bit better. She was on crutches before. Now she's on a cane, so she's making progress. She did go to the doctors, and they found out it was just a really bad sprain, and she didn't have anything done to her meniscus or any damage to the knee. She's got a little bit of arthritis, but they said she's not anywhere near needing a knee replacement. It's just that she probably stretched a tendon or something a little bit too much. So she's working on that. She's back to work, so that's not too bad. And then Jim's working today, so I had taken out one of those, I don't know what they're called. I think it's a PAAN bread, flat bread. I'm gonna have a pizza for lunch, and then they just called and said they needed him to work this afternoon, so then I took out some of the taco meats. I'm gonna have a taco for dinner. And for breakfast, I'm leaning towards either a scrambled egg or a bowl of oatmeal or a platter of vegetables. Well, you know, my breakfast is really lunch, so it doesn't really matter what I have. So it'll be a prize. My nephew Steve used to say that when he was little. He'd always go, a prize, instead of surprise. We always liked that. We always thought it was cute. And what else? On Big Brother, I thought Ross should have won, but oh, look at a cute little bird coming into the garage. Anyway, sorry, squirrel. They were on The Talk yesterday, and we were watching that. And Ross said that he played the Big Brother game and he should have won, but he doesn't hold it against Marissa. You know, like, he's such a nice guy. At least in public, he seems like a really nice guy. You never know. And then Marissa said that the reason she won is because she played Celebrity Big Brother, because she knew that celebrities would base it on who's nice and not on who played the game. And I think that logic makes sense, because definitely Ross should have won. But I'm glad he won America's Favorite. So I really wasn't, you know, I mean, they got somewhat of the experience, but if you noticed, if you were watching, they had electronics, they had games they could play. I know they didn't have books or radios and stuff like that, but when they went into that storage room, they had way more food than the regular Big Brother people had, and nicer food, and they had liquor. And yeah, the other ones, like, they'd get like a couple cans of beer. No, they had bottles of wine and things like that. So they were celebrities, and they were treated that way. So, all right, I'm gonna go for my walk now, and then when I get home, I'm gonna drink my 34 ounces of water, because I've already drank 16 ounces of water. And then I'm gonna take my shower, and then go to Kroger's, because Jim needs lunch meat, and just get on with my day. And then once they move Barb, I'll go meet her at her new place. So, all right, let's go for our walk. Stop holding me up. It's such a beautiful day. It's 42 right now. It's supposed to go up to 50. And tomorrow it's supposed to be 40, in the 40s, but then it's on its way back down. But I'm getting my walks in when I can. So I will talk to you guys when I get back. Okay, I'm home, and look what I have. Some plants. I stopped by Denise's house to see how she was doing, and she has a new puppy, and so she had to put her plants up, and now her kitty, I don't know if you can tell, is eating the plant, and she thinks this is a poisonous plant for animals, and since I have no animals, I've adopted 2 plants. Now to figure out where I'm going to put them. It was a beautiful walk. I walked 1.5 miles, and Denise's best friend from childhood was over, and I've known her since Denise was like 20, so I've known her too for like 30 some years. So I sat and talked with her for a bit, and while I was on my walk, I walked with Weight Watchers with Carrie. I called her and we talked, and so I walked for a good portion of my walk with her, and now I'm home and on with my day. So I'll talk to you guys in a bit. Okay, let's eat breakfast. Like I said, changing it up. I know I told you oatmeal, but decided on French toast. So I started my day with a prayer. I drank 50 ounces of water so far. My quote is, "Successful weight loss takes programming, not willpower." You do need a little bit of willpower, but if you program your place or your food right, you should be fine. So I have 25 smart points, 2 for my French toast, 0 for the egg that I used, my banana, my grapefruit, my tea, and my water, and 1 point for my 1/4 cup of sugar-free syrup, sugar-free syrup. So it's a 3-point breakfast, so I have 22 points. I don't like my 23. 22 points left for the rest of the day. Let's go eat. Okay, once again, reading. I've read this article called Key to Weight Loss Could Be What You Eat, but Not How Much You Eat. And it's by Gwen and Haidt. And I have to tell you that this article was like, duh. It was like such common sense. But you know what? Sometimes we just don't have common sense. Number 1, it says, people who cut back on added sugar, refined grains, and highly processed foods, and start eating plenty of fruits, vegetables, and whole foods without worrying about counting calories or limiting portion sizes, lose significant amounts of weight. Duh. It only stands to reason that if you're not going to eat a bag of chips, but you're going to eat a piece of fruit, you're going to lose more weight. That goes without saying. But it was a long article, and that was the brunt of what I got out of that article. It also said it doesn't matter if it's a low-fat or a low-carb diet. The main thing is about focusing on less sugar and less processed foods. Once again, duh. We know this. We know this. But we don't accept it. I don't know why. And that she said that most diets that cut out processed foods show that you can have a better healthy life. Once again, duh. I know I keep saying that, but it's like such common sense. They said that studies have shown that the processed food they think is linked to cancer. I know that cancer has been around a long time, but it's so much more prevalent now. And I think there's a lot of colon cancer, which there wasn't before. And I think we're not eating the right foods to get ourselves moving, if you know what I mean. And a lot of times we depend on artificial means to do that, when all you need to do is drink a lot more water and eat a lot more fruit and vegetables, and nature will take care of it. It's nature's perfect laxative, if you know what I mean. But and then she ended it by saying, it is possible to lose weight without counting calories and without being hungry, but just by focusing on the right kinds of foods. Where has she been my whole life? I don't mean to belittle her, because, you know, it is just really common sense. It really is. And that's what I like about the Weight Watcher Freestyle, is the fact that it's healthier choices. You are not going to be hungry on this program. You really aren't. And the points, the things that are really high in points are things that you probably shouldn't be eating in excess anyhow. There's so many proteins that are 0 points, the fish, the eggs, you know, things like that. You can get low point cheeses, and obviously fruits are, you know, like 0. Vegetables are 0. And there's no reason to be hungry. There really isn't. If you've ate a good breakfast and you're still hungry, eat a piece of fruit. That'll satisfy you. Eat some vegetables. Do something other than reach for that candy bar, or, you know, things that we've all grabbed in the past. That just really wasn't helping us. It really wasn't. And I also wanted to show you, I got a card in the mail. I actually got 2. One is for my sister-in-law, Barb, but it was from the same person. And it said, "A true friend is one of life's greatest blessings. Sandy, sending lots of prayers your way. This week has sure been a rough week for you." Yes, it has. "I wanted to send you a little something to help you out with your travels. We'll be thinking of you often and sending prayers." And it's from Carrie, from Weight Watchers with Carrie. And it said, "How lucky I am to share friendship with you. Keep your head up and keep smiling." Well, thank you, Carrie. I have a friend named Sherry too, but that was so sweet of you. That was just so nice. I have so many friends out there, and it's just so nice. It really is. I did want to mention real quick, a lot of times I mention my sister Denise, and I have a lot of new subscribers. This was actually Denise's channel. Denise started the channel, and she introduced me as a guest star, and she got tired of doing YouTube, so she's on Instagram now. And what is hers? Is B-E-E, like a bee. Bee Barn Quilts is her handle, or whatever you call it, on Instagram. So check her out if you want to see what she's doing, because she does post pretty much every day on Instagram. But she got tired of doing it, so that's it. Maybe tomorrow when I got a little more time, I'll explain my whole family to you, so you can know the ins and outs of when I talk about. I just talk about them so much, I just feel like you know them. And you probably do know them at this point, but you know. My family is everything, and my friends are everything, and I have so many friends now, and it's just, I'm so happy. I really am. So I'm going to go do some work around the house, and then I'm going to go visit Barb. So she didn't get moved today, but she's definitely getting moved tomorrow. We have it all arranged. She's getting moved at 11:30 tomorrow morning. So it's for sure getting moved tomorrow. So not it. She's for sure getting moved tomorrow. That sounded terrible, but I didn't mean it like that. So, okay, I got things to do. Stop holding me up. I got to go answer my comments. I got a lot of comments I got to answer, so I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. Okay, I got to close the video up now because I've only got a 15-minute limit, and I'm already over 14 minutes. I'm pretty close to 15. So, tomorrow morning, I will let you know how my dinner went. I'll give you a clue. It didn't go well. Not at all. I was a stress eater. Not good. Not good at all. But we'll talk about that tomorrow. I'm done eating for the night. I've already brushed my teeth and flossed, so I'm done. But poor choices. I made poor choices. But we'll talk about it tomorrow.